it's really important for the party to play it straight, to not play games, to be transparent and say these are going to be the rules. And when the time comes that we know whether we're going to have an open convention or not, that everyone understands moving forward that the preparations are being made, everyone's included in those conversations. And when you get to Cleveland, if that were to happen, you want people to at least say when they walk away, okay, they played it straight. That's what's really important in this process.
All right, that was RNC Chairman Reince Priebus on the show last night talking about the possibility of a contested convention come July. I think it would be a disaster. What does former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani think? He's with us. How are you, Mr. Mayor? Good to see you.
How are you, Sean?
I think any effort, like, for example, I love John Kasich. He's a friend and a colleague. He did a great job in D.C., a great job as governor, but he has no path to nomination.
Correct.
And he's staying in. I don't know why, but it seems like there are a lot of people that are hoping that they can rip this away from Trump or rip this away from Cruz if Cruz catches up.
Well, what that means is they're going to rip it away from the Republican Party. Because Reince Priebus, me, you, nobody constitutes the Republican Party. It's the people.
Yeah, the voters.
And right now, if you judge by what the people are saying, they want Donald Trump. He's won most of the primaries. He's won in the South against Cruz, which you would have thought would have been totally impossible. Mm-hmm. His message is resonating. You may not agree with all of it, but Ronald Reagan, my 80% friend, is not my 20% enemy. And when we look at what we have on the other side, Hillary Clinton, gosh, I mean, it would be hard to put this country back together again.
Yeah.
So I think if we go into this convention without Trump reaching the magic majority number,
1237,
but being substantially ahead as he is now, you've got to go with the guy who's gotten the most votes. You just have to. And in fact, when we've had open conventions in the past, like Ford came into the convention against Reagan.
With more votes.
With more votes.
More delegates.
But not a majority.
Right.
We gave it to Ford. You know, maybe we should have given it to Reagan, but we didn't. We gave it to Ford. And that's generally the rule. Eisenhower went into the 52 convention a little bit short of a majority, Taft right behind him, and Earl Warren switched California to Eisenhower. Eisenhower got the nomination, and Earl Warren went on the Supreme Court.
I wonder what that smoke-filled room looked like at the time.
Kennedy went to the Democratic convention in 1960, a few votes short. Stevenson, Johnson tried to knock him off, but they couldn't, and they gave it to the guy with the most votes. If you don't give it to the guy with the most votes, you're basically turning your back on the grassroots of the Republican Party.
You're disenfranchising all of those people that showed up. My answer is this, for me personally, whoever has the most votes and delegates, and I've been fair to all the candidates, giving them a lot of airtime.
You absolutely have.
I'm going with the person with the most votes and delegates because that's who the people decided.
And then I have to add one other thing to it, just having been through it myself and analyzed this for years. I think Donald Trump over Ted Cruz has a better chance of winning the general election.
Why do you think that?
I'll tell you why. Because I think from the Democratic point of view, they faced Cruz before. They know what to look for. It's like throwing a straight fastball that doesn't move very much. Donald Trump is a Mariano Rivera
knuckle curve slider.
You got it, that drops right at the very end. You don't know where to swing at it. You don't know where it's going to go. You don't know what he's going to do. I have to believe, no matter what their rhetoric is, they are frightened as heck of running against Donald Trump. They do not, because they don't know how to playbook him.
You've known him for years. If he does win, what kind of president do you think he'd be?
Donald Trump, when you sit with him in person, as you have, right, is a reflective, gentlemanly, decent, smart.
Good father.
Does as Newt Gingrich has pointed out, does he have a lot to learn? Absolutely. Does he know he has a lot to learn? Absolutely. He'll make rational decisions. He'll make intelligent decisions. He'll make the same kind of decisions that he made that got him to do the Wallman rink in 8 months when the darn thing took 3 years for Ed Koch, or the Ferry Point golf course that he got done in a year that took 13 years of litigation to get done, or the projects that he does. The guy is a practical guy.
Could he win New York?
there's a chance he could win New York. I think he has an outreach to that independent Democratic voter that voted for Ronald Reagan, who hasn't voted on our side since then.
So New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania?
I think all in play.
Really?
Pennsylvania,
Especially.
I think, big time. Pennsylvania is a big Second Amendment state. People don't realize that. That whole central part of the state.
Yeah, bitter people clinging to their guns and religion from there. Remember?
Second Amendment state. I think his appeal to Pennsylvania is very, very, very strong. Very, very similar to Michigan. Very similar to places like that.
Wow.
I see him in the Midwest as very, very strong. The ticket, I mean, you don't know that until you get.
Who would you like, if you have top of your head, if put you on the
Kasich.
spot? Kasich. All right, Mr.
Yeah,
Mayor?
I like Florida and Ohio in the bag.
Has to be.
Trump puts Florida in the bag. Kasich puts Trump together puts Ohio in the bag.
Wow.
After that, the electoral arithmetic gets tough for the Democrats, particularly since they're going to have to be fighting battles in Pennsylvania
And Hillary's
New
weak,
York.
and she's a flawed candidate.
Yeah.
But she might be indicted. Maybe you'll be the next Attorney General. You can prosecute the case. Just a thought. All right, Mr. Mayor, good to see you.
Take care.